What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo, yo!
What's up, you guys? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Happy hump day. It is hump day Wednesday. It is hump day Wednesday. Welcome, you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, a fantastic day.
My name is Antonio Denmark.
I am Ashley Denmark. We are the Denmarks. We are your trainers. We are your coaches. We are here to help you get over the hurdle when it comes to getting started investing in real estate and really getting off the sideline and getting into the game. Our goal for this year has been to help as many people get off the sideline into the game, investing in real estate, jumping over those hurdles, and avoiding some of those headaches, some of those scars that can happen by not being trained. All right. So we are here to help you. We are here to guide you.
We gotta track what you saying that
Uh-huh.
I think our goal was to help 50 people get their first deal this year? Or was it 100?
It was 100 this year.
We gotta see how close we are.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Okay. I didn't know where you were going with that, by the way. I didn't
See
know.
how close we are, Ash.
Because you only got 2 months to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I
big, Tonio.
4 or 5 this month, so I'm getting close.
That's big, Tonio. Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
All right. So come on in the room. I want you guys to share this with others that you know that are interested in investing in real estate, that want to know exactly how experts are financing deals and building out that portfolio. All right. So come on, join in. I'm going to share this real quick.
Just that stuff they don't tell y'all about.
What they don't tell you about.
How it looks like people are just buying up properties and how these hedge funds are just buying up properties and they just got unlimited money to just keep buying properties. It don't work like that.
Absolutely. That's such a great point, Tonio. But absolutely, we're going to show you exactly.
Well, I can't see no comments or who watching. What's going on? I need
Tonio,
to talk to my people. Who we got on the line today? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
If
Give
you
me a
guys
hi,
are watching,
hello, how you doing? Give me something.
there we go. There we go. You didn't even finish your thought. You were so like you just.
I didn't finish my thought.
You just
You
went
said
through a whole
how?
nother
You
comment.
will be blanked out.
I didn't. Maybe
Mr. Tyner on here.
What's up, Marcus? What's up, Marcus? Oh my gosh.
Mr. Tyner executed this method a few times.
All right, let's do it.
How is the midterm runner going? Are you on YouTube, Marcus?
He is on YouTube.
Oh, get on YouTube, get them YouTube numbers up. Why?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You made me completely forget. All right, so we're going to talk about what financing the experts are using right now to build their portfolio. Even with the market doing what it's doing right now, most of you may know there's not a lot of flips that are constantly selling and moving on the market. Usually, history tells us this time of the year it's going to be slow. But what history didn't tell us is that a few months ago, during the spring and during the summer, that it would be slow as well. So with that, a lot of investors, a lot of experts have shifted what they do, and they have basically taken some of their properties off the market so that it's not sitting, and they are financing deals this way. All right.
If you are in the chat and you have not bought your first investment yet, give me a 1 in the chat. One thing I want to tell you after you drop that 1 in the chat is that now is the time to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Like now is the time to get into the game, grit your teeth, learn what you got to learn so that you can take advantage of the market when it gets back to this peak. Like right now, there's properties out there that's available. I'm not saying they're cheap properties. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is there's deals to be had. Get in the game now, learn what to do, learn how the game works. So when it gets back to this peak, you're in position to take advantage of it, and you're not trying to learn real estate then. So if you have not bought a property yet, can't stress it enough. This is the time.
Get it. Yes, absolutely. What's up, Mr. Whitlock? What's up, Mr. Whitlock? All right, let's do it. All right, you ready?
Go. Mark, we got to talk about that. Some drama. You know, I like that drama.
Only on TV.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. So, investors that are really financing deals, that are building out this real estate portfolio, are doing first, they are buying a property and they are burring the property. All right, that's what they're doing first and foremost. All right, they're buying it either with a fix and flip loan, and they are rehabbing it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about it. They are rehabbing it. They are also putting a tenant in place. They're refinancing it, and they're taking that initial money that they used to buy the property with. They're getting that back on that refinance, and then they're repeating the process. All right.
One thing I will say is, man, stay to the end, because we'll show y'all how we burr. Like, yes, everybody burr, but there are some things that we do a little different that you'll want to know about to the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's break it down step by step, because we say burr, and sometimes burr just sounds like one big thing. All right. But burr is small steps that are created to help you build that portfolio. All right. So the first step is, all steps are equally important. All right. Let me say that all steps are equally important. The buy step is important, but there's another step that I'm going to tell you about. Just stay tuned, and it's going to be the most important out of all of them. All right. Buying it is important. You want to make sure you buy right. If you don't buy it right, you immediately risk having problems when it comes to refinancing at the end. All right.
One thing we like to do is use the smart offer method to help calculate our problems. If you don't know what the smart offer method is, put smart and I'll see you that training. But we are using the ARV times 65 or 70%. That's going to give us our all-in number. Then once we get our all-in number, we are going to minus the repairs. That's going to give us our MAO, which stands for maximum allowable offer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's how much we can pay for the property. So that's the formula that we use in the smart offer method. We got some other trainers that go in more detail about that, but buy the property right.
Buy the property right. So when Antonio says ARV, that means how much the house will be worth once it's fixed up. All right. The after repair value. After all the rehab and renovation is done, how much will this house be worth? And it's compared to other houses that are similar shape, similar age, similar style,
similar finishes,
and definitely similar. I just messed up. Finishes that are the same. There we go. As the one that you were about to renovate. All right. So that's what ARV stands for. After you buy it, this is the most important step, in my opinion. All right. It is the rehab. It is controlling your budget and identifying what is it that I am going to fix, what is it that I am going to renovate to help it get to that ARV. All right. Do I have to paint the interior and the exterior? Do I have to fully gut the bathroom? Do I have to put new cabinets in the kitchen? And the way that I like to do this is I like to see what is selling in the area, and I like to make mine similar. Okay. I don't want to over renovate it, because over renovating it is not going to give me what I need. I want to stay within my budget. I want to stay within my scope, and I want to do what's selling in the area, but I want to do it at a little lower scale. So I don't want to spend as much as a flip, because I'm going to hold on to this property. All right.
One thing that we teach in our course is how to become an A contractor. And a lot of times you guys are struggling because you're trying to use retail contractors to do your projects. When you are dealing in this investment world, you got to become the A contractor, meaning the top of the line contractor, meaning you got to have your paperwork in order. You got to know your numbers. You got to be able to order material. Like, that's how you become an A contractor. Mm-hmm. That's how you control the project. right? If you are just relying on your general contractor or a contractor that did your work on your personal house to manage your investment properties, things can go way left real fast.
Absolutely. And then you also have to manage. We'll come closer. Come close to me. Okay. You also have to manage your emotions. All right.
Ooh.
In the rehab is when your emotions are like flaring. All right. They're everywhere. They're just like, oh, well, I gotta do this. I want to do this. This is gonna make it better. People are gonna want to need this. I promise you, the things that you feel like are absolute must is not an absolute must to the person that's coming in to rent it. All right. So you don't have to, if you're getting this house and you're getting it to hold on to it, you do not have to create a foyer that
make it
was
like
not
your
there.
house.
You do not have to change the layout. Now you may open it up so that it has an open floor plan if the budget supports it. But accent walls, you don't need all of those things because sometimes they turn the buyer and the renters off more than turning them on because it's too personalized. All right. So take the personal feelings out of it, take the emotions out of it, and just have a simple, clean slate so that they can build upon. All right. If you have a color in every room, that is a major turnoff to buyers. All right. To renters, because they're trying to figure out, I don't have anything that I currently own to be able to match this. You don't want to ever put them in that situation. All right. You don't ever want to put them in that predicament because that immediately takes your house off the list. All right.
One thing I want you to remember when it comes to controlling your emotions is a lot of times people moving into these houses are coming from apartments. A lot of times they're coming from living with someone else. So all the things you think you gotta have because you're in a position to where you want them things, they're not absolutely required. If it's not giving you a impact on this appraisal, or it's not giving you a ooh feeling for the appraisal, then don't do it.
Absolutely. All right. So buying it is important. Controlling your rehab is the most important part of this birth phase. All right. The most important part.
And I disagree. I think buying it is the most important.
You think buying is the most important part?
I think buying it is the most important part, but rehab is where people go wrong. and let me explain.
Okay.
If you buy it right and you get into the project and the rehab don't go like you want, you can always sell it.
You can
always kind of sell it and restart. But if you get into it with a bad contractor, it's over.
It's over. All right. So control it. Control your emotions. Become the A contractor. Manage the rehab and stick to your budget. All right. I know it's hard, but that's what we're doing. All right. Then we want to make sure we're able to rent it out. All right. This is going to allow you to get your next set of financing. It's also going to allow you to build that portfolio and build it out quickly. All right.
One thing I want you to understand is what is the definition of cash flow? All right. Because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'm getting $1,000 a month rent. I got $1,000 cash flow. That's not cash flow. All right. Cash flow is the difference between your expenses on the property and the rent that's being paid. If my expenses is $1,000, mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA if that's included, and my rent is $1,200, I'm cash flowing $200 a month. All right. So don't get caught up in thinking when somebody automatically say, "Hey, I got a rental property and I'm renting it for $2,400." That don't mean they're cash flowing $2,400. That just means they're receiving rent. Don't get caught up in these gross numbers. Make sure you're diving into the details to see exactly how much money you're making.
Absolutely. So ideally, you want to look at, and real estate is full of acronyms. All right. So you want to make sure you understand these acronyms, because when the lenders start to speak to you in acronyms, they expect you to answer them back in acronyms and know what they're saying. All right. The next acronym that I want you guys to get familiar with is the debt service coverage ratio. All right. It's usually thrown in as DSCR. All right. It is important when you are doing the when you are looking at this ratio to look at your income and expenses, like Antonio was talking about, you want to take that income and you want to divide it by your expenses, and that's going to give you your DSCR. All right. Lenders typically like you to be at a 1.2 DSCR. So, for example, if I'm bringing in $1,200 a month, but my expenses are $1,000 a month, once I divide 1,200 by 1,000, that's going to give me a 1.2 DSCR. All right. So essentially, I'm making $200 in cash flow because that's the difference. But lenders look at that as a 1.2 DSCR. All right.
Can we do an example real quick?
Let's do an example.
All right. The example is I'm bringing in $1,500 a month, and my expenses is $1,300 a month.
So I want you guys to do it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let's make sure you got it. You're going to take 1,500 divided by 1,300. What's that DSCR? Drop it in the chat.
All right, and while that's going, understand when it comes to refinancing, people use acronyms, but a lot of times it means the same thing.
Mhm.
All right. So you might hear some person say, I got a DSCR loan. You might hear another person say, I got a rental loan. You might hear another person say, I got a 30-year fixed rate loan.
All of that.
All of that's the same loan, y'all. All right. Understand that a 30-year loan is also under the DSCR. So like a DSCR isn't a loan. It's just a part of how they calculate what your loan amount should be.
Yes. All right.
So what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Give me an answer. If we're renting for $1,500 and our expenses are $1,300, what would be our DSCR? The other thing is 1 to 2 is what they really want. But if you add 1 to 1,
1.1.
1.1, you can still get through, but just know your interest rate might take a hit because you got a low DSCR.
Mhm.
The higher your DSCR, the better your interest rate can be. All right, I see you, Keisha.
I see you, Mr. Whitlock. All right, so we got 1.15. Typically, I'm gonna round that up. I know 5 is borderline. I'm gonna round it up.
That's how my lenders are looking at it. We ain't rounding up to 1.2.
I can't round it up.
No. See, you got Miss Dale.
Miss
Miss Dale. Miss Dale, we're not rounding, all right?
1.1.
So the lender is a 1.1. All right, that's what they're looking at. That's why it's important to do these things, to have these conversations.
When do I round up at 1.6?
We're not rounding.
We're
okay?
not rounding.
No,
it's
the
flat.
number is the
1.1.
number.
Okay.
Now, if it was 1.1577777, I can see you going 1.16.
Okay.
But not 1.12.
But it's not 1.2. Okay.
Yeah, so don't listen. Yeah, Miss Dale, she got you messed up. But it's important to practice these things, because what happens is you get off the call with us or this training and you go try to do it, and these numbers start looking Chinese. But if you practice it, you have a better memory of what the numbers were.
Absolutely. All right. So I think we're squared away. We want to make sure we're getting some cash flow in our rent. We want to make sure we're not in the negative. All right. If we are renting and we have to bring money to the table at the end of the day, then the lender's not going to refinance that. All right.
If it's lower than 1.1, they're not going to refinance. Like that's like the lowest they're going to go. I don't care if you making $500 cash flow. If that DSCR isn't in line, they're not going to do it.
And I'm glad you said that, because just because you're making $300, $500 in cash flow doesn't mean that it meets the DSCR. All right. It has to meet that ratio, the DSCR ratio, in order for the lender to get there. All right.
And I'm going to say something else. It's important to understand that if you get into a situation where the DSCR doesn't align, there are things you can do to get it in line. One of the things that you can do is you can increase the rent amount potential. So things that we've done, these are pro tips here. Mm-hmm. Things that we've done when we back into the numbers, what we can say is, hey, this rent gonna be a little tight. What if we post the rent for $1,200? Let's increase the rent to $1,300 and give them the first month free because we know our DSCR will come in line then. Also, when you're refinancing, if you want to get that DSCR in line, you can buy down points. That's kind of one of the only times I recommend you buying points to lower your monthly payment to get your DSCR in line. Now, I know I said a lot. If you don't understand, say it.
Drop it in the chat.
You had a question.
All right. Carolyn said, for DSCR, do expenses include just principal, interest, or other expenses? Oh, that is a great question. All right. So interest include, your DSCR expenses include your mortgage. It includes your property taxes, your insurance. It also includes if you are in a subdivision and there's the HOA fee, it includes that. If you have
sometimes it says if you got a trash service,
yep, some utilities.
Sometimes they'll include that trash service in your DSCR. So like anything that is, what's the right word? It's built to the property for real.
Is a part of your expense.
But let's say water, power, that's not included. Your maintenance is not included.
That HOA fee is included.
HOA is included.
Mm-hmm. That was a really good question.
Great question.
All right, so far we've covered buying it, rehabbing it, renting it. All right. The next R is refinancing it. All right. So, like Antonia said, a lot of people throw around, I have a DSCR loan, I have a 30-year loan, I have a rental loan. But ultimately, what you want to find out is what type of refinance am I getting? How am I going to be able to rinse and repeat this cycle over and over again? All right. So I want to know if I'm getting a cash out refinance or a rate and term refinance. Cash out is.
Let me go over this first.
Okay.
Let me break down the term refinance first.
Okay, let's do it.
Before we go into the type of refinance, let me break down refinance. So the refinance is the process of getting a brand new loan. All right. When you refinance, if you have a loan in place, the refinance is going to pay off that loan. All right. So keep in mind, when you refinance, you are starting over your loan. Let's say if you had a 10-year loan and you refinance to a 30-year fixed rate, now you have a new 30-year fixed loan. All right. Mm-hmm. If you have a fix and flip loan, short term, you refinance, you're going to pay off that first loan. And the only loan you're going to have is the new refinance loan. All right. It's super important to understand that. If you don't have a loan on the property, it's a free and clear property. I have no mortgage. When you go do a refinance, they're going to give you that cash and you're going to have a new loan on the property. All right. It did not make sense to me for a long time what a refinance was. Like, it just did not make sense on why would I refinance. Reasons that people refinance. One, you are in a short-term loan and you want to hold the property.
Yes.
All right. Two, interest rates have went down and you want to get a lower payment, or you want to cut down on the length of your loan. Three, you got a property that you want to get some cash out of.
Mm-hmm. You got some equity built in it.
Equity that you want to tap into. Mm-hmm. All right. Those are all reasons to refinance. Now, she's going to break down the different type of refinance.
All right. And so y'all got that? Tell me if y'all got that in the chat, or do y'all need Tonya to break that down a little bit more? If you got it, put got it, and we'll move on. But I want to make sure.
If you don't got it, please say so, because boy, look at here.
He said a lot. So
I want to not understand it.
I want to make sure you guys got it and you feel comfortable with it, because it's important that you know what you're talking about before you get into these loans. All right. It's important that you understand them, because the lenders, they're not there to teach you. They're expecting you to know what it is that you want. All right.
That was a good way of putting it.
For real. All right. Got it. All right. Let's do it. Got it. Good.
Yeah,
got it. Good.
Got it.
Griffiths.
got it.
Good. Okay. So the next is the different types of refinance. All right. The first one, cash out refinance, is real simple. All right. I am getting money back when I refinance. When I like to do this refinance is when I have equity in my house where I can pull out the equity. All right. I can use some of that equity to maybe go buy more deals. Or maybe when I was buying the house, I bought the house on a fix and flip loan and I had to put down a down payment. I had to put down some closing costs. All right. And now after I've renovated the loan because I've done the BRRRR process,
Renovated the property.
I've renovated the property. Thank you. Because I did the BRRRR process, now I've built equity into the loan, into the property because of the rehab. All right. So now I want to get my initial investment back. I want to get
going too far.
I want to get cash back.
What a cash out refinance is.
My brain told me I did
You
this.
like left, right.
My brain told me I did
right
this. My brain told me I did.
Bring it back.
Wait.
All right.
So that's when you pull out and do a cash out refinance. All
So
right.
you tell them why they cash out. You tell them why they cash out. No.
I said it's when you get money back.
Okay.
I did.
So after that, let's go to what the next one is.
My brain don't do that. My brain said everything about cash out, and then we go to rate and term. All right. So rate and term is when you don't get any cash out, but sometimes you can refinance at a higher rate. So maybe instead of at a higher leverage. So instead of getting 75% from a cash out refinance, if I do a rate and term refinance, then I can maybe go to 80%. All right. Got that.
Nutshell translation. If I refinance and they give me money, that's cash out. That's usually more expensive. If I refinance and just say, hey, pay off all my lenders on this property, I don't want any cash back, that's rate and term refinance. Okay?
That's usually a little cheaper.
It's usually cheaper than, if the cash out is expensive, then the rate of term is gotta be cheaper.
So look, the other thing with the rate and term, you just made me forget. Crap. I had it for you.
So it's important to understand these because when you are doing the refinance process, these are the options that they're going to be asking you. And you got to understand how to back into the numbers to get these numbers. Side note, if you have not registered for the AI Summit, make sure you register for the AI Summit because we built a calculator that can do all these numbers for you. You don't even have to really do this. Only thing you got to really plug in is your comps, is your rental amount, and it'll tell you exactly what you got going on. So if you have not registered for the AI Summit, make sure you go. It's a free event.
It's a free event. Go to the denmarks.us, click on the link that says AI Summit, and grab your tickets.
If you're not gonna make it because you gotta work, make sure you upgrade the VIP to get the replay. All right, go back.
All right. So, did you finish talking about this?
I feel like I did.
Typically, another way that you use that rate and term refinance, sometimes people have to switch from a cash out to rate and term. If their appraisal comes back low, they may switch to a rate and term so that they don't have to bring any money to the closing table. So
one of the big questions that I always get, I'm just going to ask it is, can I roll my closing costs into the loan? Yes, you can absolutely roll your closing costs into the loan on cash out and rate and term. If you do the process right, you don't got to bring money to closing. All right.
Next. All right. So here's what the hard money lenders are looking for when you are doing this refinance. All right. They're looking to see if you got any money in the bank. All right. They understand that if you're doing the cash out, that you're going to be getting cash. That's why you're doing it. But they also want to make sure you're not in the negative. All right. They want to make sure you got some money in the bank and it's not in the red.
If you go to the wrong lender, and I have experienced it, you can be getting $10,000 cash back, but they still want you to have $10,000 in the bank. So if you're doing a cash out refinance, tap in within those funding, their program isn't like that, but some lenders are.
Some lenders are.
Some lenders, even if you're getting cash back, they still want to make sure you got money in your account today.
Mhm.
Don't ask me why, just something like that.
Yeah. They usually, when you are doing a 30-year refinance, your credit score is going to need to be at a 660 or above. All right. The better your credit score, the better your terms. All right.
That's how it works. Right now, the best lender that we have, they're doing 80% cash out if you have a 720 credit score. That's rolling your closing costs into it. That's giving you your money back. They don't even care rate of term or cash out. 720, you're getting 80% leverage, cash out.
All right. Next is you have to have your LLC docs. All right. They want to make sure you have your operating agreement that is in order. They want to make sure your articles are in order. Most importantly, they want to make sure that your business is in good standings with the state.
You got to have your EIN letter also.
Mhm.
So you got to have your LLC paperwork in order. That is important when you are refinancing.
Yeah.
I'll probably jump around a little bit.
Okay.
They do not ask you for tax returns, but they do ask you to be in good standing. As long as you filed your taxes, you good. They're not going through your tax returns and seeing how much you made, how much you lost.
How much did you write off?
How much did you write off? What's your DTI? They're not going through your tax return. They don't even ask for your tax return. All they ask for is that you're in good standings with the state that you're in.
Mm-hmm. All right. So once your LLC documents are in, they want to make sure that your debt service coverage ratio is in line. All right. That you're either 1.1 or 1.2, preferably 1.2, but the lowest they'll do is 1.1. All right. You guys already know how to calculate it. So that's just a checkbox at this point for you guys. They prefer it to be tenant occupied, but it doesn't have to be tenant occupied in order for you to refinance. All right. You don't have to wait 30, 60, 90 days to put a tenant in there before you refinance. You can refinance without a tenant being there.
And that's super important. We was having a call today with a young lady, and she has a property over I ain't gonna say the area, but she has a property, and she was going to rent it, but now she's thinking about doing transitional houses in it. And she don't have a tenant yet because she haven't started getting tenants. But she can still refinance on it right now and get her cash out. And we're going to use that cash out from the refinance to help furnish the property. All right. So do you have to have a tenant? No. Do they like you to have a tenant? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Any questions so far, you guys? I told you guys that if you stay to the end, we're going to break down our steps, all right, on how we like to structure our deals to win and build our portfolio. So make sure you stay on to the end because we're going to teach about that. All right, let's roll with it. The last R is repeat the process, all right? So I bought it. I renovated it. I got a tenant in place. I finished my refinance process. I got my cash out. And now I'm taking that money to do it over again. All right. I'm repeating that process. The cool thing about refinances that we did not talk about, when you are using hard money refinance, they typically will refinance in 90 days. All right. 90 to 120 days of you purchasing the property and owning it.
Let me make sure I say this. One of the reasons that I recommend you putting a tenant in is that they can start covering the mortgage payment, all right, for your fix and flip loan, all right? So in an ideal world, if I'm buying it, I rehab it in 30 to 45 days, I put a tenant in it, by month 3, I'm not paying that fix and flip loan no more. My tenant is paying that fix and flip loan.
Yes.
So that's why we recommend you put a tenant in, but you don't have to have a tenant in. You got something come up.
I don't have an answer yet, Tamika. She said, how long will the replay be up? I don't know. We didn't discuss.
You, Tamika.
How long you need it? How long you need it? All right, let's talk about the Denmark's way. We're going to buy it using a hard money. We're going to get a purchase and we're going to get a fix and flip loan. All right. We're going to buy it at 65% of the after repair value. That's the ARV. So for example, if the ARV is $100,000 and we're buying it at 65%, then we are going to buy it. Our maximum allowed, not our maximum, our all-in number is going to be 65,000. All right. We want to make sure that our purchase and our rehab fits in that 65,000. So 65,000, let's say our renovations are 10,000. We want to make sure that we don't purchase it for more than 55,000. All right. 55,000, rehab 10, that gives us an all-in number of 65,000. All right.
We're going, when you're using a fix and flip loan, even if you get 100% purchase and 100% refinance, you're still going to have
100% rehab.
100% purchase and 100% rehab loan.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to have closing costs. Okay. Mm-hmm. It won't necessarily be a down payment, but it'll be closing costs. All right. So keep in mind, in Ashley's example, if I'm buying it for 55 and I'm rehabbing it for 10,000, I can borrow all that money, mm-hmm. but my closing cost on a loan like that is probably going to be about $10,000, $11,000. Mm-hmm. All right, that's that initial seed money that we're going to put down. All right.
We are looking for properties that are not the cutest in the area, a little distressed in really good areas that have good comps. All right. So we're not looking for a straight rental area. We're looking for areas where there's flip activity going on and it has really good flip comps, because those are the same comps that the appraiser is going to look at when it's time to refinance and give me value, although I'm keeping my property. Many people get this part wrong. They feel like if I am building my portfolio and if I'm going to refinance, I'm going to buy really, really cheap properties and I'm going to go to the hood. That is absolutely wrong, because your refinance is not going to come back right. I'm refinancing, I'm holding properties in the areas where people are buying houses, not rental areas, but flip areas.
Buying retail houses.
Buying retail houses. So I want to be where the first time homeowners are buying houses, because that's usually where they're really good comps and there are a lot of comps to choose from.
You took the words out of my mouth. In Birmingham, that sweet spot is 120 to 180. Mm-hmm. That's that first time home buyer area. That's where you get some really good remodeled houses. If you're not in Birmingham, just go to your agent and say, hey, what's the top 5 areas where first time home buyers are buying? And start with those 5 zip codes and start working it from there. Mm-hmm. All right. So your number might be different. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that's not the number. Mm-hmm. All right. So you got to go to where first time home buyers are buying to dive into those areas.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to buy those type of houses and we're going to buy them one by one. All right. We're not looking for houses where we got to have a complete gut. All right. I'm not taking it down to the studs. I don't want a house to the studs, because I want to be in and out, and I want my money to move fast. All right. And the only way my money moves fast is if I don't have an extensive rehab. So I want paint, flooring, lipstick, so that I can get in and out, refinance, get my money out, and buy another one. All right.
In Birmingham, that's about a $30,000-$35,000 rehab or less. Mm-hmm. But that's about where we like to be when we're doing it. That 3 months is important, because most lenders want you to have what we call seasoning before they refinance on your property, mm-hmm. at full value. All right. Some lenders will refinance your property before the 6 months to a year, but we have a lender that'll do 3 months. You can refinance. So that means you can get your money back and do it again. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know what the next slide is, but I feel compelled to say this.
Okay.
What really grew our business to where we was doing 1 or 2 properties a year to we started doing 10 a year was we started understanding the refinance process and the borrow on the private funds process. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm going to just give you kind of high level. That money that we said put down earlier, that $15,000, $20,000, what we realized was that if we borrowed $15,000 to $20,000 and we refinance in 90 to 120 days, and paid back our private lender, we had properties with none of our own money in it that was cash flowing and building equity over time. Now, I'm not telling you these was cash cows. I'm not saying that it was $600-700 a property. But what I am saying is it compounded and we started building. All right. And we do lease options, which we're not going to talk about. But when we was putting lease option tenants in it, that totally blew our number up. But that's the trick. All right.
Quick little nugget. All right. Any other questions, you guys? I know you learned a lot. I know it was a lot. If you haven't got your tickets to the AI Summit, make sure you get your tickets to the AI Summit. Go to the Denmarks.us, and grab your tickets. I just posted it in the chat so that way you can click on it. Things that we're going to be talking about on the AI Summit is how to find it, how to fund it, how to rehab it, but most importantly, how to use AI so that you're doing it a lot faster. All right. We're going to give you our top AI tools. We are going to show you how to do it so that you're not spinning your wheels. You may want to upgrade the VIP so that you can get that recording, so that you can pause it, you can implement it in the tools, and you can literally start finding out, okay, exactly how much should that offer be? Okay, how much should that rehab be? Exactly what does my contract look like? Knowing exactly what verbiage and what words to use to spit back what you need. All right. So that is on November 7th through the 9th.
It's a virtual event.
It's a virtual event. It's not in person. It's completely virtual. All right. Anything else?
No. If you need funding, man, go to dennosfunding.com, put in the term sheet. We'll be happy to help you. If you got questions, just book a 15-minute call. We don't mind talking to people about their situation.
Yeah, and helping you get through it.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have an amazing Wednesday. Love y'all.
Peace.